Hello, everyone. This is Sam, the History Guy, with another episode of Fletcher Destroyer Ships. First of all, I want to say I hope that my heater in the background isn't too loud, but as with the rest of the country this particular week here in North Carolina, it is cold. So there you have it. But anyway, we are, of course, in the middle of Diary of a Tin Can Sailor, which is the diary of Leslie Irving Forsberg, who was a sonar man and a loader on the 40 millimeter gun during battle stations for the USS Chauncey, DD 667. And of course, right now we are in the middle of April of 1945, and I won't mess around any further. Let's get right into it. Diary of a Tin Can Sailor, Part 4. Hope you enjoy it. April 17th, 1945. Another heavy air attack today. Perhaps heavy isn't so much the correct word as is ferocious or persistent. It was indeed both. One plane dove down, passed over us, and let his bomb go at the ship next to us. It missed. He pulled out of his dive. We were surprised that he didn't crash into the ship. Usually they do. He went out and started in for his strafing and suicide run, but one of our fighter planes got him, and he went out. Another Jap came in and dropped a bomb astern of us. He dropped it at us, but he missed. Next, a Jap twin-engine bomber dove on a ship, one of us pickets, about 3,000 yards on our starboard side. We thought sure that it was a suicide and stopped firing when the plane was almost on the ship. However, he pulled out just in time and headed for the can in front of the one he dove on. He was directly between the two cans, then very low on the water. He strafed the leading can. Neither of the two cans could fire at the Jap without hitting each other. We saved the day by hitting the Jap with 40s, 20s, and 5-inch. He hit the water very near the leading can and exploded. It was plainly a suicide run. His first and only, naturally. And he failed. The can that was strafed lost 4 killed and 10 wounded. Our shells burst quite close, but did not hit anyone, apparently. It was filthy with shrapnel there, though. I think it's safe to say that we saved them, too. The next plane came across the other cans. I'm jumpy. Someone just opened the door behind me. Anyway, he dropped his bomb, came around our bow, and started to suicide on us. Our anti-aircraft was so intense that he pulled out of his dive at us and went along our side. We knocked his tail off when he was by the fantail, and he crashed into the ocean. I was standing on the port side of the bridge, and he was diving right at the bridge. Everyone was really scared. I was so scared my legs shook, and my hand wouldn't stop shaking for a long time. I was weak after we shot him down. It was not the first time that we have had close calls, but that time I was sure my time to go had come. Everyone else was sure that we would be crashed on. If he had not pulled out of his dive, he couldn't have missed us. Why he did, we cannot understand. Perhaps it was the natural urge to save his skin if possible. Thank God he did, though. We were supposed to go back to WWII or someplace to rest, but so many cans have been hit or sunk that we can't be spared. How long we'll last, I don't know. They, the Japs, can't miss all of the time. We have been eating our emergency rations for 2 days now. No more chow in a couple of days. A high-flying Jap observation plane was shot down. The pilot bailed out and floated near us on his rubber life raft. The bullets stopped to pick him up. When they came alongside, he pulled out a pistol. They had to shoot him. They took him out, and on his body they found a diary and 6 maps. He was about 23 years old and unhurt before they shot him. April 18th through the 29th. The air action has let up, probably due to B-29 raids on Jap airfields on Kyushu. Then, too, they are using a lot of their planes to hit Okinawa. We are still shy on food. We get some every few days from the carriers and battle wagons. Have had no meat for 4 days now. Eat lots of canned salmon, dehydrated spuds, spaghetti, and pancakes. We still get attacked by Jap planes, but most of the time our fighters take care of them. April 30th. Left Task Force 58.3 and joined Task Force 58.4 this morning. The two groups are near each other. The reason for the change is that Task Force 58.4 has lost so many cans, either sunk or damaged, that they are quite short of them. So 4 of us came to join the force. We fueled from the Shangri-La, and she gave us some fresh provisions, including oranges and lettuce. They also had their band play for us. We are now out by ourselves, in between 2 forces, acting as a relay for messages. It can be a dangerous spot. Well, we'll see. April 31st, rejoined Task Force 58.3, fueled, and no mail. Got stores. May the 1st through the 7th. Still out here. Got mail yesterday. Letters from Mom, Mim, and Chris. They say that Carol is coming out here again. Haven't heard from him lately. Germany has surrendered, except for small pockets. Our President Roosevelt is dead. Quite a blow to the country and the world. San Francisco conference seems to be an awful muddle. That is very bad. Russia broke her non-aggression pact with Japan. I think that she will fight, and that the Navy will use Russian bases. The situation of the war seems good. The chances for an enduring peace seem slight to me. I pray to God that I'm wrong. I am weary of this mess. Undecided as to the future, disgusted with Navy life. Guess we've been at sea too long. Everyone seems the same way. Still don't know when we will go into port. May 8th. Feel better today. Still not doing much, but hanging around. May 9th. Sent our planes as usual over Okinawa. Saw a B-29 coming back from Japan. May 10th. Fueled from tankers, transferred 3 men to the States for school. One to the USS Washington because he was sick and needed x-rays taken. Got mail today. One from Bernice and an application from the ICS. Spent the whole day delivering mail and freight to the battleships and cruisers. Some of these ships sent over ice cream. May 11th. On picket duty, 7 destroyers. Everything was calm until the general quarters alarm sounded. I went up on the bridge and was only there for about a minute when our combat air patrol shot down a very high-flying Jap dive bomber. He spun around in his dive, caught fire, and his tail fell off, and then his wings. He hit fairly close to us. Another one was then shot down in the same spot, and then a Jap tried to suicide on the can astern of us. He just missed her. It all happened in a couple of minutes. I didn't even have time to get excited. Our combat air patrol then got 2 more Japs away from us, about 8 miles. May 12th. Stayed with the force and refueled, headed north for Kyushu. May 13th. Hung around Kyushu all day with the force. No enemy action to speak of. May 14th. Still close to Kyushu. We were on picket duty and did not get attacked. The main force did. The Bunker Hill got 2 suicide plane hits on her port side. The Enterprise got 1. They were okay, though. Headed south at night to get to our fueling spot. May 15th. Fuel today, got little mail. May 16th. Topped off from tankers and headed northward towards Okinawa. May 17th. Off to Okinawa, no enemy action. May 18th. Still off to Okinawa, still no enemy air action. I'm not sorry. I got some good rest yesterday and today. We are heading south to fuel tomorrow. Suspect that we will go to Leyte in the Philippines about the 1st of next month for repairs and a rest. I hope so. May 19th. Fueled today and got quite a bit of our mail. I got 5 letters. Headed north at night. May 20th. On picket today. This morning, a plane showing no IFF on our radar came in towards us, pickets. We saw him, and he was headed right at us. The black fired first, just as the plane turned, and we saw that it was one of our Hellcats. Of course, we did not fire then, and the black stopped. The pilot radioed down that his plane had been hit. He got to his carrier all right. That pilot will learn to keep his IFF radar on. May 21st, on picket duty today, nothing unusual occurred. May 22nd, with the force all day. At sunset, went on picket duty so as to scout for our tankers. We are heading south to fuel. May 23rd, fueled today, delivered mail and pilots. Slept all day because I was up almost the whole night getting the mail ready to go out. Headed north at night. May 24th. Stayed with the force all day. We picked up a dead Jap in the water. We did this to see if he had any information on him that may be useful to us. He had been in the water from 8 hours to a day. He was a pilot, probably a fighter pilot, about 20 to 22 years old. He was a superior petty officer in the Japanese Navy, like our chief petty officers. He had the following items on his person. 1, a crucifix. 345 yen, about $125 in our money. A scarf around his neck made from a Jap flag, cheap sunglasses, stainless steel pocket knife made in the USA, little cloth doll, matches, a woman's handkerchief, belt, a belt with a Jap Navy insignia, 2 rating badges, papers, pictures, a little fancy bag, a mirror, a good luck belt like our money belts, small tin of cold salve, 2 prophylaxis. He had 2 small wounds which he had bandaged. He wore very good flight clothing and had an oxygen mask and a parachute. He was not a suicide pilot, so we wrapped him in canvas, weighed it down, and dumped him back into the sea. May 25th, routine operations off of Okinawa. It was rainy and foggy today. Japanese search planes were all around us. One Jap was 11 miles away. He radioed to base, "I am low on gas. Will continue to search for the enemy until I am out of gas." May 26. On picket. The weather's too bad for the planes to be up, so we rejoined the force. We're headed south for the fueling area. May 27th. Fueling today, and instead of heading for Leyte as we expected to do, we are heading north as usual. Very disgusting. It seems that the Japs were landing planes with troops on them on our airfields in Okinawa and trying to destroy our planes there. Guess we have to do some more bombing of Jap airfields. May 28th. Up north on picket duty. It's a calm day. Only a few far off Jap planes. May 29th. Headed for Leyte. We are now in Task Force 38.3, the 3rd Fleet. May 21st, still going to Leyte. And June 1st, entered Leyte. It's good to be anchored. We are alongside a tender. Movies every night. June 2nd, made a mail trip. It's very hot here. June 4th, I'm going to the hospital on the tender to get my piles removed. June 5th through the 12th, went to tender and had my piles removed. The operation was very painful, but I got well soon. Little trouble with the end yet. June 13th. Had liberty today. Not very good. Very few men allowed to go each time. Takes a long time for your turn. And that's going to do it for this episode of Diary of a Tin Can Sailor, Part 4, The Diary of Leslie Irving Forsberg. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you will join us for Part 5, coming up real soon. Take care.